I did not grow up in one of those cults that was like, don't go to the doctor, don't trust doctors, don't take any medicine. In fact, my mother, who was one of the leaders of the cult that I grew up in, was pretty like surgery happy. My mother loved taking me to a doctor, finding something medically wrong, and then giving me this long explanation of why it actually was the result of me being kidnapped by Satan worshippers, and how the satanic ritualistic abuse was actually the reason that I needed the surgery. Not like a normal, this happens to lots of people, but it always went back to Satan worshippers did this to you. So one of the surgeries that I got was a sinoplasty, not a rhinoplasty, not a nose job. This nose is original. A sinoplasty is when you have a hard time breathing through your nose, and so they do a surgery, and like you might have a deviated septum, which is maybe in the birth canal, like this bone got broken, or you have some polyps or whatever. So I get the surgery, I can breathe better, and I'm going in for a follow-up appointment. And usually this is secretive. Like my mom takes me to the side, and on the down low, she tells me how this is actually the result of Satan worshippers. But for some reason, this time we go into the doctor, and he does a little checkup, and he's like, yep, nose is looking good. I'm like, yep, I'm breathing better. And then my mother just point blank announces quite loudly to the surgeon that the reason I needed this surgery is because Satan worshippers tied me down, broke the bones in my face over and over, put tracking devices into my skull, then healed me with the power of Satan. The thing about being healed by Satan is that on the outside, it looks like nothing ever happened, but on the inside, they leave you like all broken and in pain and messed up. So you're like forever tortured, but like on the down low. And this just comes out of the blue. My mother has like cornered this doctor and is telling him this whole story about Satan and Satan worshippers and all the abuse that I've been through. And the doctor is just like deer in the headlights. Like, what do I say to this woman that is telling me this whole super, super intense story? So he didn't say anything. He just stared at my mother, forcefully telling him the story, and then we left. And I was humiliated because usually that stuff was secret and we didn't tell anyone, and now this doctor just knows this super bizarre backstory of mine. So I asked her why she told him, and she said because God told her that the doctor, the surgeon, was actually a Satan worshiper himself. And because she knew that he was one of the bad guys, she decided to just tell him all this to call him out. And she's like, do you see how he just stared? Did you see the look on his face? It's because he knew that I caught him, that he's a Satan worshiper. And that's why he didn't respond. So I guess the lesson is if you share a super bizarre lie that you've been telling your children their whole lives, and it freaks people out and alienates other people that really don't know what to do with that story, that they're probably Satan worshippers.